Welcome back, everyone. I'm so glad you're joining me for this next part of our Excel journey. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful advantages of the index match combination, its ability to handle multi-directional lookups. Now, you might already be familiar with XLOOKUP, but here's the thing. XLOOKUP, while great, isn't always the best when it comes to handling complex, multi-directional lookups. And that's where index match really shines. Let's break it down with a practical example so you can see just how it works. Alright, take a look at this sales data. We have sales figures for 4 months, January, February, March, and April. On the rows, we've got the regions, North, South, East, and West. So let's say we want to figure out the sales for the East region in March. At first glance, it might seem simple enough, right? But here's where things get interesting. If you're using XLOOKUP, you might already be scratching your head, wondering how to do this. Why? Because XLOOKUP is designed for one-way lookups. It works perfectly for vertical or horizontal searches, but not both at once. So, you end up needing to use separate formulas or restructure the entire dataset to get it to work. But with index match, it's much more straightforward, and I'll show you how. First, let's recall the formula structure for index. The index function looks like this. In simple terms, index retrieves a value from a table or array based on the row and column you specify. Now here's where the magic happens. We're going to use the match function to determine the row and column dynamically. That's right. Match will do all the heavy lifting for us, finding the correct row and column for the East region and the March sales. Step 1. The index function. We'll start by selecting the range containing the data we want to retrieve. In this case, the sales data, which is in cells B2 to E5. So the formula starts like this. This tells Excel, hey, I want a value from this range of sales data. But we still need to specify which row and column we're interested in. Step 2. Match for the row. Now we need to find the row where East is located. We do this using the match function. This tells Excel, look in column A for East and return the row number. So in this case, it returns 3 because East is in row 3. Step 3. Match for the column. Next, we need to determine which column corresponds to March. To do this, we use another match function. This tells Excel, look in row 1 for March and return the column number. In this case, it returns 3 because March is in the 3rd column. Now we combine everything into one formula, and voila, hit enter, and the result is 5,800, which is the sales for the East region in March. Easy, right? Now here's the beauty of index match. It handles both the row and column lookups seamlessly. And the best part is, there's no need for extra helper columns or complicated restructuring of your data. You just write one clean formula and it does everything for you. Now let's compare this to XLOOKUP. If you were trying to do a multi-directional lookup with XLOOKUP, you'd probably end up writing 2 separate formulas or trying to restructure your entire table, which can be a huge hassle, especially if you're dealing with large datasets. With index match, you don't need to do any of that extra work. Everything is handled within one formula, and it's so flexible. This is just one example of how index match can outshine XLOOKUP when you're working with more complex, multi-directional lookups. Was this helpful? Drop a comment below if you've ever used index match for multi-directional lookups, or if you have any questions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss out on more Excel tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.